Hello, welcome to another edition of Shardcast. I'm your host, Pennsylvania, and we're going to take you on to a matchup in the HexTCGPro placement tournament this time around. This is our 24th episode, and this will be a matchup between Errantsquire and Wasichu. Wasichu will be playing a mono diamond deck, while Errantsquire will be playing his ever so popular mono wild deck, but he has made a couple of tweaks in there. We'll see a little bit of that as that gets underway. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get you out to the coin flip as this matchup gets underway. Now it looks like Wasichu won the flip there. As we look at Errantsquire's point of view on this matchup here, he's going to keep 4 wild shards, a Chlorophylla, a Crash of Beast, and a Wild Root Dancer. Wasichu will start us off. So we are viewing this from Errantsquire's point of view, and you will not be able to see the stack because Errantsquire has his webcam on there. I had to cut that off though. So I'll let you know as soon as something's played there. Wasichu will start off with a Diamond Shard, followed by an Adamanthian Scrivener, which of course is the 1/1 troop, that whenever it or another troop comes into play, you gain 1 life. Errantsquire will draw a Secret Laboratory for turn and drop a Wild Shard, and pass turn back over. He only has 3 drops in his hand, so it's going to be a couple turns before he gets started. No Howling Brave as he usually likes to have. Wasichu will draw a card. Go back up to 6 cards, drop a Diamond Shard. Attacks with a Scrivener. Errantsquire down to 19. He didn't choose to give the Scrivener life drain. And out comes Soul Marble. Soul Marble is a constant that if you pump it full of mana, or sorry, resources, after 10 resources you can transform it into a Soul Armaments, which gives all your troops +2/+2, Steadfast, and Spell Shield, I believe. Let's pull that up real quick. It is +2/+2 Steadfast Spell Shield, yes. Or you can change it into a Soul Cavalry, which is a 5/5 Steadfast Spell Shield troop. In the meantime, Errantsquire plays a Wild Shard and waits again as he draws Wild Root Dancer for turn. Wasichu drops a Diamond Shard in his turn and Righteous Paladin. Righteous Paladin immediately goes to 3/3 as he gains the health from the Scrivener being in play. He will give the Scrivener a life drain here and swing again. Already, Wasichu will have a troop out there that can deal with any one of the cards that Errantsquire puts into play at this point in time. So, as Errantsquire takes the damage here, we'll go down to 18. Wasichu will go up to 23. Paladin becomes a 4/4. Pumps his last bit of resources into his Soul Armaments, Soul Marble, and passes turn back over to Errantsquire. Errantsquire will play another Wild Shard and drop Crash of Beasts, which is a basic action that has escalation. First time around, you drop 1 3/3 Crush Rhino on the board. Next time he plays it, as it shuffles back into his deck, he'll drop 2, and then 3, and so on and so forth. Errantsquire will then pass turn as he's out of resources. Wasichu will draw a card for turn, going up to 4 cards. And drops the Spiritual Cloud Knight, so that's going to make Paladin that much bigger in a hurry. So because it comes into play, Scrivener allows has Wasichu gain health. With Cloud Knight coming into place, the Paladin's now 5/5 swinging. Errantsquire will just take the damage and go down to 13. He knows very well that next time he drops a Wild Shard next turn, he can get that 5 health right back with his champion power. Wasichu 24, Errantsquire 13. Errantsquire with 2 Wild Shards, a Secret Lab, Chlorophylla, 2 Wild Root Dancers, and he draws a Howling Brave. So down goes the Wild Root Dancer. Plays a Wild Shard for turn. Pumps the Rhinoceros up to a 5/5. Plays his champion power, goes up to 18 health. And then a Howling Brave. So Errantsquire's got a 5/5 Rhinoceros with Crush, ready to swing on the board. He's going to leave it there. A 2/2 Wild Root Dancer and a 1/1 Howling Brave. Wasichu has a 1/1 Scrivener, a 5/5 Paladin, a 3/2 Spirit Cliff Cloud Knight, and a Soul Marble, which by my count is up to 3 counters, I believe. Don't hold me to that one, though. Wasichu draws a card for turn and drops another Righteous Paladin. So that'll immediately come in as a 3/3. Other Paladin goes to 6/6. And this could be trouble in a hurry. Wasichu swings with the Cloud Knight only, not allowing Errantsquire to double block here. Errantsquire will go down to 15, Wasichu up to 28. Paladins both buff, a 7/7 and a 4/4 now. Basically stalemating any attack Errantsquire could have right now. Unless he wants to trade one of his Paladins for him, because Errantsquire will buff again with the next wild shard he puts in play. He draws Argus Herald of Doom. Interesting card choice for this deck. This is a new card in his deck, as we've seen. Argus Herald of Doom is a 5/5 flight troop that starts off as a 12 cost. At the start of your turn, reveal Argus from your hand, and it gets a permanent cost of -1. So it went down to 11 as he showed him the first time around. He drops his other Wild Root Dancer, plays a Wild Shard. So let's see if he decides to buff up both Wild Root Dancers or buff up the White Rhinoceros. What's he going to do here? Now back to Argus Herald Doom. The reason why it's a big card is not the 5/5 flight feature, but you just exhaust him, he can void a target card. As Wasichu acknowledges, Argus is a little bit of a twist for his deck. Errantsquire chose to buff his Rhinoceros both times, so it's a 9/9 now. Plays Chlorophilia, which will bring him up to 7 permanent resources, 8 threshold, but he's out for the turn. So he will pass turn over. Wasichu has 3 cards in hand, will draw to 4. He puts his final resource he had available at the end of Errantsquire's turn into the Soul Marble. Draws card for turn. And I would have thought if it drew a shard, he'd have played it here, so it looks like Wasichu's stuck on 3 shards, so as of right now, we don't see it hindering that much, but we'll see. Spirit will flat out with swing again because Errantsquire has no flying troops. Nothing to answer with. Errantsquire will go down to 12. Wasichu up to 31. So basically, Errantsquire is on a 4-turn clock here. The Paladins both buff again, so we have an 8/8 Paladin and a 5/5 Paladin on the board. Errantsquire hoping for probably a wild resource here. There is one. Herald's Doom goes down to 10 as he reveals at the start of his turn. Errantsquire keeps pumping up the Rhinoceros. Wasichu really can't attack at this point in time, so he's going to buff up both his Root Dancers. They'll both go to 4/4s. I guess he's using that for a double block in case Wasichu decides to swing with both Paladins. Errantsquire can wipe them both off the board. Next turn, Errantsquire will be able to drop Argus, because he has Howling Brave on the board, regardless if he draws a Wild Shard or not. Argus will go down to 9 casting cost. He has 8 resources available and the Howling Brave, so next turn we'll see Argus hit the board. Now the thing about Argus is, unless you have something that destroys an artifact, or actually destroys an artifact or a troop. I forgot, Argus one of those that says artifact troop on it. Actually, let me rephrase that. Murder now reads, destroy non-artifact troop. So murder when you get rid of Argus. Talk about having to void him. Talk about having to destroy artifact. You can block and kill him, but the key with Argus is not to swing with him. Errantsquire passes turn over. Wasichu drops all 3 of his resources in Soul Marble. As you can see, the counters don't actually add up on Soul Marble like they're supposed to. My count, I believe, at 7. If that's the case, we'll see him probably just dump the remaining 3 into the Soul Marble right now and transform the card. Let's see, he's looking over his cards. He's got 5 cards at hand, 3 resources available. A Soul Marble, which I believe has 7 counters on it. Maybe 6, that might be the problem. Critical Cloud Knight, a 5/5 Paladin, 8/8 Paladin, and a 1/1 Scrivener. Errantsquire has an Argus in hand that's at cost 10 right now. A Secret Laboratory on board, run a 9/9 Rhinoceros, 2 4/4 Wild Root Dancers, and a 1/1 Howling Brave. So out comes a Living Totem. Busts up both the Paladins. Wasichu goes up to 32 health. No doubt he's going to swing the Cloud Knight. He swings the Cloud Knight and the 9/9 Paladin. Not quite sure why he's swinging the Paladin here. I can see either forcing a chump block or forcing Errantsquire to take the Rhinoceros off the board. That could be my only thought process in that. And Errantsquire will happily trade the 9/9 Rhinoceros for the 9/9 Paladin. I'm wondering if he's thinking that he's going to lose the Paladin anyway because Argus can come out next turn, or how that was going to work. Either way, they trade the 9/9 Paladin and the 9/9 Rhinoceros. The 3/2 Cloud Knight still goes through. 35 health for Wasichu, 9 for Errantsquire. Argus down to 9 now as he draws a Howling Brave. He is going to exhaust his existing Howling Brave on the board, giving him 9 resources, and out comes Argus. First time I've seen Argus on a Shardcast, so this ought to get interesting. Now Argus, all he has to do is exhaust. Inner Conflict does not hurt Argus, because he doesn't have to attack. You just exhaust him and he voids the target card. Now because he is a troop, he shouldn't be allowed to exhaust this turn, because he is prone to troop trauma, as you can see by the very faint purple swirl around Argus right now. So he will pass turn over to Wasichu, who draws card for turn, goes up to 5. I'm guessing dumping him all in a Soul Marble, because that had to have been 7 counters that second time around. So he will have 10 here. And because Argus can't exhaust this turn, he can't get the constant off the board. So out comes Soul Marble. Does he change him into Soul Armaments? I'd imagine. He does. Gives all his troops +2/+2 Steadfast and Spell Shield. You see them all buff up there. Which means, because they all have Spell Shield, Errantsquire has to get Soul Armaments off the board first before he can do anything about voiding everything else, because it does void target card. Actually, maybe it doesn't, because I think Spell Shield says it can't be the target of spells or abilities. But that would be an ability. I have to look that up. Actually, we'll probably see it momentarily. Wasichu trying to decide whether he wants to attack with his Argus, or attack with his Cloud Knight or not. That would force Errantsquire to block or let 5 health go through, or 5 damage. It's really not a bad play. I think at this point in time, Argus is too big of a threat. I think I probably would swing the Cloud Knight, force him to block, and get it off the board. Because Errantsquire has no resources available, so he can't do any combat tricks. He has 1 card in hand. We know it's the Howling Brave, but again, he can't play it. So we'll see. I'm thinking he swings with the 9/9 Paladin and the 5/4 Cloud Knight. Because Argus is going to target Soul Armaments next turn. Although, if I remember correctly... Yep, here they come. Paladin and Cloud Knight. Errantsquire is going to have to block the Paladin. So, blocks the 4/4 Wild Root Dancer, it goes off the board. Errantsquire goes down to 4 health. Wasichu goes up to 40. Passes turn back over to Errantsquire. Errantsquire, let's see. If he uses Secret Lab here and tries to find a different card. Yep, Secret Lab, and comes another Howling Brave. I'm going to guess he pitches the Wild Shard because he really doesn't need to buff, because buffing Argus doesn't do him any good because he's not swinging with it. Buffing anything else doesn't, he can't buff the Howling Brave. Well, he could, but wouldn't do him any good. I pitch the Wild Shard here and play both Howling Braves to block. Because you're going to have to chump block the Paladin for a little bit at least. So what'll happen here, I'd imagine, is Wasichu obviously is going to swing the Cloud Knight next turn. I'd block with Argus. Exhaust him as he's blocking, take the armaments off the board. That would take Cloud Knight down to a 3/2. You should be able to do that. If it works anything like other trading card games. I think I've seen people like exhaust the sacrifice when they're blocking. So that should work. That's the only real chance Errantsquire's got. He's out of cards. Passes turn back over to Wasichu. Draws card for turn. Plays Incantation of Righteousness. This could get ugly real quick. A very, very, very dim outlook for Errantsquire. In comes Amanthian and Scrivener. That'll gain health, pumping up the Paladin to 12/12, putting a counter on the incantation. That says anytime you gain health, put a counter on it. 5 counters. Turns into Sentinel of Light. That as long as you have 20 more health, all of your troops get +2/+2, and it's a 4/4 troop itself. So swinging with the Paladin and the Cliff Knight, or Cloud Knight. So we're going to see a Howling Brave probably chump block here. Yep, Howling Brave will chump block the Paladin. Argus blocking the Cloud Knight. In response to declaring defenders, yep, Argus is going to exhaust and void soul armaments off the board, which will drop all the +2/+2s off of all the troops. Yep, and there goes Cloud Knight down to a 3/2. So Argus will kill the Cloud Knight and keep Argus on the board. So Errantsquire loses a Howling Brave. Wasichu loses a Spiritual Cloud Knight and the soul armaments off the board. But it goes to 45 health. As it still does the damage to Argus, it's just not enough to kill it. So 45 health for Wasichu, 4 for Errantsquire. Errantsquire draws a Chlorophylla. He'll probably pitch that with Secret Lab. He does. Crash of Beast is much better, because that'll be worth 2 Rhinoceros this time. The 2/3/3 Crush Rhinoceri go on the board. And he'll probably just pass turn. I imagine Errantsquire is going to start picking off Wasichu's cards one by one. The only thing I can think of, yeah, because I mean, at this point in time, he can't get the incantation out, and he has no way to deal with Argus. At this point in time, because you can't get the Totem Flight, because it's just going to die. Argus will just block again. I don't know. Wasichu might be stalemated here. He may not be able to do anything because I can't think of anything that he could play in Diamond that would get Argus off the board. Let's see if we can't. Ivory Pawn. That's at least going to pump up the Paladin, keep him alive for a few more turns, but There's no diamond soul marble. That'll help. Except he only has three resources. It's going to take a while to get there. At that point in time, Argus is just going to wipe him off the board anyway. So this is just maybe a stalemate until Errantsquire can get enough damage through. Basically, one by one, Errantsquire is just going to start wiping Wasichu's board. Take out the Paladin first. And you'll start seeing those Rhinoceri come just wailing through. So Errantsquire will probably indeed come back and win this. We'll see. Like I said, unless Wasichu's running a Chaos Key or something like that, that would get the artifact off the board. As long as Errantsquire doesn't swing with it and is susceptible to repel, I can't see Errantsquire losing this game now. Wild Root Dancer gets triggered as Errantsquire drew a Chlorophyll and pitched it with the Secret Lab to get a Wild Shard. Plays the Wild Shard, pumps the one of the Rhinoceros up to 5/5. So he'll no doubt swing with that. I don't know. I think I might have swung with the 3/3 Rhinoceros too. Well, no, you have a long way to go, so you might as well bide your time. You've got control of the game, so. He swings with the 5/5 Rhinoceros. Wasichu lets it all go through, goes down to 41. Health totals again 41 to 4. Errantsquire is at 4, Wasichu's at 41. Incantation Righteousness has 4 counters on it. So activating the Ivory Pawn will actually put the Sentinel of Light out on the board, but Errantsquire's going to turn around and void it in response. I don't know if I wouldn't have just voided the incantation. So there it is. Oh, it's also got life drain. 4/4 life drain troop, and as long as you have 20 or more health, each of your troops get +2/+2. So at the end of Wasichu's turn, Errantsquire activates Argus and pulls the Sentinel of Light right back off the board. So Wasichu says it's all downhill from here, and Errantsquire is asking if he wants to just go ahead and go to game 2. And there's a Fist of Brigadon. That is not going to make Wasichu's day. With it being invincible, Inner Conflict's the only card to keep that from wreaking havoc as well. So here comes the Fist on the board. If Wasichu wasn't ready to fold earlier, this would be time to do it. So Errantsquire is going to move to swing again. Swings with the 5/5 Rhinoceros, going to chip him off. Basically a one swing at a time. Oh, repel. Good thing Errantsquire didn't swing with Argus. That's why you don't swing with Argus, viewers, because if you swing with Argus, you're susceptible to repel, and that kind of foils your entire game plan. So Wasichu plays repel and takes the 5/5 Rhinoceros off the board, but he's going to be facing a 6/6 Fist of Brigadon every turn. That can't be repelled, because it's invincible. So Wasichu is draw a card per turn, 42 health, 4 cards in hand. And activates Ivory Pawn, goes up to 43 health. Skips its attack phase. Let's see, like I said, I really don't see any way Wasichu comes back from this. Unless Errantsquire missteps. And there he goes. Yeah, I think it's inevitable, Wasichu says in the chat. Hard for you guys to see because I have half of it cut off there. Obviously, Errantsquire can't say let's go to game 2, because that would be a fold on his part. Oh, there he goes. Wasichu says round 2. So, Errantsquire wins game 1 by virtue of Argus Herald of Doom. So again, Argus is a 5/5 flying troop for 12. That if you reveal at the beginning of your turn, it gets permanent cost of -1, so it's basically a ticking time bomb. And all you do is exhaust it, and it voids target card. So we'll move to game 2 here. Didn't get to see who won the coin flip, but it looks like Errantsquire did. And he decides to keep a hand of 2 wild shards, Crash of Beast, Secret Laboratory, Battle Beetle, Munario Sensei, and Howling Brave. Wasichu keeps his hand of 7, and we move to game 2. Errantsquire will lead us off with a wild shard and Howling Brave. Obviously a typical desired start of a mono wild deck. Although with the addition of Secret Labs and Argus, it's not quite a mono wild yet anymore. So I'll pass over to Wasichu. Wasichu will draw a card and drop a diamond shard. No Scrivener this time around, so he'll pass turn back over to Errantsquire. We get underway for turn 2. Errantsquire draws another wild shard, so he will definitely put the Crash of Beast out, I'd imagine. Yep, exhausts the Howling Brave, and out comes the 3/3 Crush Rhinoceros. He's going to put some pressure on early. So out of resources, he'll pass turn. Wasichu will draw a card for turn. Drop another diamond shard. Out comes Righteous Paladin. And he will no doubtly pass turn back over to Errantsquire. He does, as he's out of resources. Errantsquire will draw a card for turn to go up to 5 cards. It will be another wild shard. See if he plays the Secret Lab or he plays the Sensei here. I'll play the Sensei, just go ahead and draw a card. Yep. Sensei comes out, draws another wild shard. Then has 2 wild shards, a Secret Lab, and a Battle Beetle in hand. And he will swing his 3/3 Rhinoceros. Wasichu would be a fool to block with his Paladin here. He apparently is not a fool, and we'll go down to 17 health. That would actually force Errantsquire to double block here if he wants to get that Paladin off the board, because now the Paladin can swing and gain life with the life drain ability from Dimid and get bigger. I'm not quite sure if I'd have swung with my Rhinoceros. I think I'd have played the waiting game for a few more turns. Out comes another Righteous Paladin. Wasichu gives the first Paladin life drain, and he's going to swing. Yeah, if Errantsquire left the Rhinoceros ready, he could have prevented the Paladin from swinging here. But instead, he's not going to choose to block with either the Sensei or the Howling Brave. Take 2 on the chin, go down to 18. Both Paladins on board are 3/3s now. Actually, it's probably a good thing he didn't double block there. If he double blocks, the Paladin actually does 1 damage to each troop, meaning he actually activates Life Drain twice. So, because he technically does, Life Drain says whenever you deal damage, you gain health. You're actually technically dealing damage twice, you're dealing it to 2 different troops. So, it's probably a good thing he didn't double block there. Errantsquire draws a Crazed Scroll Titan for turn, drops a Secret Lab, and will pass turn. He's going to leave the Rhinoceros back this time. It's going to be a Sacrificial Lamb, unless he drops a Scrivener. Wasichu draws a card, drops a Diamond Shard, has 4 resources available, and Dimid lights up again. 19 health, Errantsquire's at 23. A third Righteous Paladin. And Ivory Pawn. And artifacts can tap, or can exhaust when they come into play. They aren't troops. So he's going to activate it. Now he has 2 4/4 paladin on the board and a 3/3 paladin. Activating Dimid. This could get out of hand in a hurry. An army of paladins coming in Errantsquire. He's going to swing 2 of them this turn. It only swings the 4/4 with life drain. Leaves the other 4/4 back. Is he baiting him to double block here? Oh, he does. All the paladins are going to get +2/+2 here. Because he's going to deal 3 damage to Rhinoceros, activates Life Drain, +1/+1. Does Wall damage to Sensei, activates Life Drain, +1/+1. There they go. 6/6/5/5. Ouch. Now Errantsquire can't play the Squirrel Titan. Oh. And Errantsquire is saying that's not right. I believe that's right. From the way I understand Life Drain and the activated abilities of the Paladins, that should be correct. Although Errantsquire has a point. It's 1 instance of life gain because the damage goes on the stack at the same time. Or on the chain. Actually, it doesn't even go on the chain in this game. But all damage is done at the same time, so it would just be 1 instance of life gain. So good point. I can see it either way. So actually, I see Errantsquire's way here. Because 1 instance of life drain. Maybe they should have only gone +1/+1. Good point there by Errantsquire. Either way, nothing can really do about it now. Errantsquire draws a Jadim and puts it on the board. He's hoping he can stave off these paladins for a couple turns here until he can get Jadim swinging. Which with 2 6-drops in his hand, that's huge. Now he's going to have to take 11 on the chin in order to keep his Howling Brave to be able to play either one of those. No, he's going to take 13 on the chin because Wasichu will activate Ivory Pawn here. Wasichu draws a card for turn. Plays the Incantation of Righteousness. And another Ivory Pawn. He'll activate them both. He'll have an 8/8 and a 7/7 swinging 15 at him. Yep. And now he's got 2 counters on the Incantation as well. Huge combo there for Wasichu. Errantsquire has no choice but to let the 15 go through if he wants to be able to play either card in his hand. So Errantsquire goes down to 8 health. Wasichu's at 26 now. And I don't see Errantsquire having a way to come back from this without a way to gain enough health back. Now with the 11 level Jadim, he can stave off 1 turn. He would need something like a... because he can block and kill one of the paladins. Let the smaller one... No. He'd have to chump block here. Okay. Alright, so moving on. Errantsquire passes turn to Wasichu. Wasichu will draw a card for turn. Drops a diamond shard. Errantsquire is going to have to block with Jadim and chump block with another because here comes both Ivory Pawns, making a 10/10 and a 9/9 paladin. Righteousness has got 4 counters on it. 1 more life. Inner conflict. It's got to be on Jadim. That's going to be game. Yep, Jadim can't block now, so Errantsquire can only block 1 of the 2 paladins, both of which can do lethal damage separately. So that's going to be a game. So we'll go to game 3 here. I'm with Errantsquire in the fact that they shouldn't double life gained there. If that was the case, Errantsquire could have played a crazy Squirrel Titan and taken the smaller paladin off the board at that point in time. So it's a tough break there for Errantsquire. I'd have to go back and watch it again to see if that would have been the case. I'm almost positive it was, though. So Errantsquire will take the lethal damage, and that will be it for game 2. So we'll go to the rubber match, game 3 here of the round 3 matchup between Errantsquire and Wasichu, both of which were 2-0 going into this matchup. Unless we see a draw here, one will be 3-0 and one will be 2-1. As we get underway here for game 3, here comes coin flip. It looks like Errantsquire won the coin flip. He's got 5 wild charge to Chlorophyll and Munario Sensei. He's going to keep it. He'll have all the resources he needs for days. I wonder if that's going to be quick enough, though, to stave off any of those paladins, because paladins seem to be the bane of Errantsquire's existence. Because they have really no true removal in their deck, they've got the Crazy Scroll Titan. They've got the new Survival of the Fittest now. I'll pull that card up here real quick and I'll read it off to you. Survival of the Fittest actually reads, it's a 2-drop quick action that says target troop you control battles another target troop. So it's technically removal as well, sort of. You'd have to have a big enough troop out on board for it to matter. So Wasichu drops a Diamond Shard and passes turn over to Errantsquire, who draws a Secret Lab, plays Wild Shard for turn, and is going to play Munario Sensei. He'll draw another Wild Shard for the ability of the Sensei, and we'll pass turn back over. So Errantsquire is staring at 4 more Wild Shards in hand, a Chlorophyll and a Secret Lab. So he can get to work. No doubt he'll drop the Chlorophyll on turn 3 if he draws another Shard. Secret Lab will allow him to go get whatever he needs from his deck. Will not choose what he needs, he can go cycle through. Out comes Wasichu's first Paladin, as he drops a second Diamond Shard for turn. And we'll pass turn back over. Crash of Beast, not a bad card. I would play that now. And leave it to keep the Paladin from attacking. Now the Paladin can't really attack and start buffing up, because the Rhinoceros can block and kill it. Even if you were to drop something like a Scrivener to buff it to 3-3 immediately. The only thing you could probably drop here would be 2 Ivory Pawns, or an Ivory Pawn and a Scrivener, to make it a 4-4. Either way, if I'm Wasichu, if I'm Errantsquire, then I'm double blocking and taking out the Paladin. Wasichu draws a card for turn, drops this Diamond Shard and a Spiritual Cloud Knight. That's not good. Errantsquire, as we've seen before, has very limited answers for any flying troops. Wasichu smartly does not attack with the Paladin. He's going to let the Cloud Knight do all the dirty work. And we'll pass turn over to Errantsquire. Errantsquire draws another Wild Shard. So he plays Wild Shard, plays Chlorophyll. When that resolves, we'll probably gain his health from his champion power. Yep. And there goes his champion power. I don't swing Rhinoceros here again. Yep, exactly. Good play there. I agree with that. Errantsquire has 6 permanent resources and 6 threshold now. 25 health, passes over to Wasichu, who has 20 health, draws a card to 6 cards. Drops another Diamond Shard. And another Righteous Paladin. So we'll definitely see the Cloud Knight swing here, buffing both Paladins to 3/3s, and Errantsquire needs some help. So he does the 3 damage from the Cloud Knight. Errantsquire goes down 22, Wasichu up to 23. Both Paladins go up to 3/3s, and here comes a Living Totem on the second main phase from Wasichu. Living Totem is a 2/2 troop for 2. That for each of 5 abilities, at 3 resource costs, you can either give it +1/+1, Swift Strike, Steadfast, Life Drain, or Flight. So Errantsquire draws a Howling Brave, plays Shard for turn, drops a Secret Lab, and will exhaust it immediately, drawing another Wild Shard. We'll pitch one of the wild shards and pick up. Oh, he pitches the wild shard in return for drawing the wild shard. Plays Howling Brave on his second main phase. Well, before attack phase. I'm really screwing that up altogether. Either way, he's a Sensei, a 1/1 Howling Brave, and a 3/3 Rhinoceros on the board, and Exhausted Secret Lab, 2 wild shards in hand, 22 health. Wasichu has 4 cards in hand as he draws a card for turn. 2 3/3 Paladins, a 3/2 Cloud Knight, and a 2/2 Living Totem. I give you the Living Totem Flight here and give it Life Drain from Dimid. There's the Flight. Activate its Flight ability for 3 resources. Dimid on the Living Totem, so both Paladins. Now this is where you'll see 2 instances of Life Drain, because it's 2 different cards. So the Paladins will actually go up to 5/5. So Errantsquire is down to 17. And Wasichu goes up to 28. Lunario Sensei, not a card that Errantsquire really needs here, although I might play him since I got the Howling Brave play. Nope. If you play him and you go to get, the only thing you really go get is Jadim. Wild Shard, Exhausted Secret Lab, draws a Howling Brave, pitches the Wild Shard, plays the Howling Brave. He's got chump blockers, but he's on a 4-turn clock here. Actually, no, it would be 4 turns still. I was going to say he can give the Living Totem +1/+1 each turn. So Errantsquire plays Shard for turn and passes turn back over. 1 card in hand's only a Wild Shard. Wasichu's got 4 cards, 28 health, 2 5/5 Paladins, a 3/2 Cloud Knight, and a 2/2 Living Totem with Flight on the board. Draws a card for turn. Adamantium Scrivener makes the Paladins 6/6 each. Goes up 29 health. Will no doubt give the Living Totem +1/+1 and Life Drain. Or is he going to give him Steadfast and Life Drain? Here comes another Cloud Knight, as opposed to giving the Totem ability. And not quite sure why I didn't give the Living Totem Life Drain there. He's going to leave the Cloud Knights back to block. No, he swings one of the Cloud Knights. He swings both 7/7 Paladins, the 2/2 Totem, and one of the 3/2 Cloud Knights. Obviously can't swing both Cloud Knights, because one just came into play. So Errantsquire is forced to chump block both Paladins with both Senseis, and both Flight Troops go through. So Errantsquire down to 12, Wasichu up to 33, and this is not good. This all but spells the end for Errantsquire. I really don't see him coming back from this unless he starts pulling Argus. The Wild Shard. That's not going to help. So that's game. Shard Flood is Squire's problem. He can stave off one more attack, but even so, he's going to lose all his blockers there, and I don't see him having enough help. Because even if he pulls Argus here, let's say he pulls Argus next turn, Errantsquire has to chump block both Paladins, so he'll have the Rhinoceros on board. Argus comes into play. He can block one, but the other 5 damage still goes through. He still dies. So this is all but game for Wasichu, unless for some reason he's able to punt the game back over to Errantsquire. He gives Living Totem the Life Drain. Nope, he gives it to the 8/8 Paladin. Not a bad selection either. Living Totem comes on board. Wasichu gets 34 health. All Paladins are 9/9s now. And he will no doubtly swing the house here. Like I said, even drawing Argus next turn, I don't see Errantsquire able to come back from this. So everything but the Scrivener will swing here. So both Paladins are chump blocked by both Howling Braves, which takes Argus off the board anyway. Because now he wouldn't even be able to cast him. And the 8 flying goes through, so Errantsquire's down to 4. Wasichu's up to 49 health now. Chaos Key coming out. And that will spell disaster for Errantsquire. So Wasichu, after dropping game 1 due to Argus, doesn't see Argus in the next 2 games, and because of that, is able to come out victorious, and we'll move to 3-0. Excuse me. We'll move to 3-0. Shadim. Too little, too late. Because he has no way to block all the troops out there. You play the Wild Shark, play the Wild Root Dancer. You can block one of the flyers, though, but that's going to allow 2 flyers to go through. So that's going to be game. Good matchup there, exciting. As Errantsquire is going to go ahead and let Wasichu have the lethal blow here. So Errantsquire will move to 2-1 in the placement tournament, and Wasichu will move to 3-0. So Wasichu remains undefeated here, and he will join Elodil and myself as the only 2 3-0 players in the tournament left. As we will look for Errantsquire to rebound and make a couple adjustments here and see if he can't find some answers for those flying troops. Not quite sure if it's the flying troops or the paladins that gave him the most trouble. In this game, it looked like it was a mixture of both, but if Errantsquire gets ramping really quick and gets those Fist of Brigadons out, he can be a force to be reckoned with, as we've seen. So they're going to sit there and do a little talking back and forth. So we will actually go ahead and call that a match. Actually, we'll go back real quick and see the lethal blow here. They're going to be chatting for a couple times there. As we see all 7 troops attack. Errantsquire is going to block for good measure. What a sport. And he will take 32 on the Jin, which is more than the 4 he has remaining. And that will officially be game now. So round 3 of the HexTCGPro placement tournament. The matchup goes to Wasichu. So he'll move to 3-0. And Errantsquire will move to 2-1. This is a 6-round tournament. So there's still a little bit of time left to play, and Errantsquire could easily come back to end up at the top 8. So good luck to him in this future rounds here. And well done by Wasichu. It was a well-played match. And it looks like both decks can be a force to be reckoned with if they get rolling. As you saw, Errantsquire with just 4 health remaining, and Wasichu with 49 on game 1 was able to come back and be victorious. So both decks are great decks there. So good deal. That's it for me. Again, my name is Frotzylvania. I'd appreciate it if you follow me on Twitter, at Frotzylvania. If you follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel, YouTube/user/HexShardcast. You'll get all notifications when a new Shardcast goes out. And please, click on the links below. I'm going to give a thanks to Errantsquire for helping me borrow his, let me borrow his stream for this Shardcast. So, until next time, I am Frotzylvania, and so long. Brace yourself.